Hello, everybody. This is marketmonkpicks from Twitter, and I wanted to share a new video with you where I'm going to go over live flow alerts on unusual whales. I want to talk about how I use these and why it is central to my approach to trading um, intraday, and then also as part of my planning for the upcoming days and weeks as well. So I've been doing live streams every day, and I'm going to continue that, and also going to have some more videos where I go over these individual tools, and we'll just revisit some of my previous content just to talk about what I've learned since I first originally posted those videos. And this is work I do in conjunction with a Discord room that I run with 25Bs, and I will have some of his info in the description, as well as the Discord as well. But to jump right into it, so this is the Unusual Whales live flow page, which you're probably, if you use the site, you're familiar with, and this is going to give you a list of all the options transactions within whatever particular filters you set up. So premium range, spot range, how much they're paying for it, bid side, ask side, and in terms of whether they're selling or buying those contracts. You can filter for calls and puts. I talked in my previous video about how you can filter for particular emojis and all of that. So in my first episode, I talked about that. What I'm going to talk about here is the page Live Flow Alerts. And this is a page that is going to filter these option transactions throughout the day according to particular rules. So whereas the live flow is just going to give you everything and might label things as a floor trader. So that's a member who um, is trading from a stock exchange floor, and he's buying things for his or her own account. And so you see that there. But on the live flow alerts, you have these specific rules that are going to give you an indication of option activity that is notable or unusual in some way. So let's take a look at what exactly these rules are and what they mean. So the first one, volume over open interest. This creates an alert whenever the volume to open interest ratio increases by 10. Open interest must be equal or greater than 100. So volume over open interest means that the demand for that particular contract exceeds the number of total contracts that are currently open and out there. So you see this with particular out of the money contracts or contracts on a particular expiration as a catalyst approaches. So it's certainly notable for that. It's a good indication. It's an indication of demand, and with enough demand, there's a probability that stock will move in that direction. Out of the money earnings floor. Groups trades based on their ticker within 1 second who come from the floor, have earnings within 2 weeks, expire within 90 days. So a very common and potentially lucrative strategy with options trading is to trade a stock that's approaching earnings and try to catch it on a run up or a run down. And we saw that with a few stocks last week. Beyond Meat is an example where, as it approached earnings, it had a significant sell off all the way from May 5th to its earnings date on the 11th, and just plummeted from there. And then as soon as the bell hit, it went on this euphoric rally, kind of rallied with everything else, and was up 24%. So it's already all the way back from what it lost on earnings and then some. So kind of interesting, but and that's one that we're going to see pop up in on these live flow alerts, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. Sweeps followed by floor. Alert fires when many sweeps, a minimum of 10, are soon followed by a large floor trader. So a sweep occurs when you have a buyer breaking up a large order into smaller orders to try to get the best price that they can, and they just sweep a whole big block of contracts at a particular strike and expiration. So it's a big surge in demand followed by a large floor trader. So the thinking there, I believe, is that the floor trader is noticing the activity and they want in. And so floor traders are important because it's an individual, and just in my anecdotally, there's a kind of precision there with what they're doing, where they are very actively monitoring what's going on, and so when they jump into something, it's worth taking note of. And then they organize it here by market cap, where you have filters for small caps. So the orders on small caps here are going to be if the premium spend is greater than 100K, or if the total volume is greater than 1,000. So we see that for small caps, mid caps, large caps. Well, why do market caps really matter? Well, some small caps might not even have weekly options. Like AMRS is a good example where you only have monthly options for that. But and the spread on them are in these $5 increments, and so those can be harder to trade than weeklies. It's not like Apple where you can just do a market order and go. So it's something to consider. And then just as you're trading, you want to know what kind of market cap you're dealing with, because what's considered a large order for one of these smaller stocks compared to like Apple or Tesla obviously is very very different. So a $69,000 order, and this is the options dashboard, by the way. So this is just an illustration of market cap stocks. So you have FCell, Space, Virgin Galactic. This is within industrials. Then you have your mid caps. You have Hertz, Plug. You start to see some of the smaller airlines here, like JetBlue. As you get into the larger caps, American Airlines is in that category, and then the mega caps, United Airlines and Boeing. So anyway, so some of the rules are organized by market cap, and so that as you grow as a trader, market cap is something you want to learn about. Then we have low historic volume floor. Groups trades coming from the floor based on their. As an English professor, this bothers me a little bit. I'm probably gonna hang on. I'm gonna send an edit in for them. I don't try to be too prescriptive about grammar, but that's a quick fix. All right. So if the total volume is greater than the historic 3D volume for that ticker, and the ticker has a market cap less than 150 billion, and the total premium within that time frame is greater than 50K, an alert is created. So the basically it's a historically low volume ticker that sees a surge in demand. So you then wonder why. Do they have some catalyst coming up? Is the chart just in the right spot where it's bottomed out? Is there something going on in that particular sector that is going to push things? So it's notable for that reason. Then you have repeated chain activity. Groups trades based on their chain within 2 seconds, filters out any multi-leg trades and floor trades. So this is when whales are just, they're hitting the same chain over and over and over again. And this is one of the things about these live flow alerts, are that it does a lot of the filtering for you and organizes these transactions based on these rules. So you can then notice that, and then you follow up and use whatever other tools that you want to, whether it be to see, is there a whale alert about on this stock? So just kind of an alert proper, which this is the page that most people first experience with unusual whales. So these are just the alerts that come up. So any is this ticker, is this chain that I'm seeing here, does it also show up there? That might be something that you look at. You also might look at if it shows up in the option flow more generally, and then you could see that contract in relation to those other ones. And I'm going to model that. I'm going to show you that in just a few moments. And then the last one, single leg trades above the ask. So groups trades based on their ticker within a time window of 1 second, filters out trades that have been reported with a, should say, spot price greater than the ask at the time, which does not mean the buyer did buy above the ask. So the timing might be off on that, is what that's saying. But filters out the single leg trades, companies with a market cap greater than 250 billion, and creates an alert if the premium is greater than 150K. So these rules are basically filtering all the option activity for the day along these criteria. So they're notable for some reason. So, for example, Beyond Meat, we have, well, that already expired, so that might maybe not a good example. Let me find another one here. All right, so Docu as well. This is where going through this on a weekend, you got to kind of ignore the zero DTE stuff. Let's see here. Coin. All right, here's a good example. All right, coin. So this is, as you go through this, these columns, this is when the order took place. So right before close, there's the ticker. The shopping bag means this is a buyer. This is on the ask side. This is a floor trade large cap, which you can see the rules for that here. And yeah, so this is the strike, so at 210, so it's way in the money. Expiration 520, and it's completely bullish. So a deep in the money put like that, obviously it was not something I would buy. But if we just see what went on with coin, very active on Friday, just almost a whole page of activity, and coin had this big run. And so now we're seeing that so a lot of ask side puts were coming in, and these actually are sold puts, so that's bullish. So I'm watching this, and I'm trying to get a sense of where they stand on coin and where they might want to push it. So then I would go into the actual flow page here. And what would I expect with coin? I mean, obviously, it's another one of those that just got destroyed on earnings, and then continued to fall, and then on the 12th and 13th had this big reversal. So where does it go from here? Does it kind of cool back down, or what? Well, if anything, I would certainly expect a lot of volatility with it. So that's definitely worth worth looking at. Okay, so then I'll go back to Beyond for a second here. So Beyond Meat, again, this was an expired contract, but let's see what else we can see here. So here's one for the 20th. Volume's higher than the open interest on that. So call volume higher than the open interest. We got repeat chain activity on some puts here. This is a sold put. So it's kind of mixed. Some of the largest orders, big, huge floor trade, 7.84 million. This is a multi-leg trade. So there's going to be some other trades with it. And I might go into clicking on the ticker itself. And so right now I'm just showing you how I do this during the day. I'll go down here, see if I can find exactly what here. And here's that contract that popped up there. So what is the multi-leg trade? So here's the possible related trades with it. We have, they bought a call and a put, and they sold a call and sold a put as well in this. So we have 60, 45. And this is one of those multi-leg trades that has a lot going on. And okay, so what is... okay. So here is the ways in which they can profit on this. So we can see that that this ultimately is a bullish bet on the stock. They're going to make a lot more if it goes up than if it goes down. But they are hedged if it does drop, and you can see the different dates and all that. Okay, so so that's digging into Beyond Meat with these $1 million orders and my curiosity about the multi-leg strategy. We can see a lot of bullish or bearish activity was coming in, and that's not surprising given that it ran so hard, and it may very well continue to go up. That certainly is a possibility. But on the hourly charts, the RSI is a little overheated, so it would not surprise me at all for this to pull back a bit. So I might go into a trading day with a call trigger in mind, with a put trigger in mind, that where I could make a trade either way. I'm just looking to trade with that momentum, whichever direction that stock's wanting to go. So so that's how I might approach that. So this page, again, you can filter by ticker. You can organize it by the largest premium. So you get these multi-million-dollar orders on Tesla, for example. Again, some of these expired already. But and even, yeah, so a lot of these are older, so that's not always very useful. But so time is typically what I do, and I just watch this, and you'll see these pop up as the day goes on. And like Docu, for example, they have earnings coming up, so it's not surprising that we would see them pop up over and over again. And in terms of what's happening, you do have some bearish activity here, very large sold calls at 95, and another sold call is a sold put. Here, volume exceeds open interest on this particular one. Again, that one expired, and a call there as well. So fairly active. You can see as you go back that whereas you might only have like 2 or 3 of these pop up on a day, you had a lot more interest in Docu than we had in previous days. And with earnings approaching, it's not entirely surprising that that would occur. So that's going to put Docu on my radar, and I'm going to then look through and see in the kind of the overall flow according to my filters what exactly is going on with Docu. And we can see at close there were a number of big call orders. Overall, flow's kind of mixed. So I'd expect a lot of volatility. It's a stock that's gonna trade largely with the market. So you're gonna see it kind of follow along with whatever QQQ or SPY is doing. But if you get a big surge of calls on a green day, it's going to perhaps outpace a lot of its peers, or on a red day, it's going to sell off more than most. Just based on that enhanced attention it's getting as its earnings approach. So again, this is when you get some experience with this, and you just start to see, like, as you go through this, you're going to see a lot of Tesla, you're going to see a lot of Nvidia, et cetera. But you're also going to see stocks that stand out to you, like maybe Shop, for example, is had a lot of activity on Friday and Thursday as well, and then not as much before that. But again, it had this huge rally over the last couple of days, so it's not surprising if you're gonna see that. And when a stock pushes like that, it's natural to say, okay, is this gonna now pull back? During the recent downturn in the market, it's been very hard to time reversals from the downside. So to look for something to move back up, a lot of them just keep going lower. But in these rallies that we get, especially in the morning, you do often see those stocks start to pull back and sell back off. And sometimes they give back everything they gained and then some. So this page, this live flow alerts, is in many ways going to allow you to anticipate some of those moves and give you confirmation for things that you're seeing on the chart. And I think, again, to recap, the most useful part of this is that that Unusual Whales takes filters that you might set up independently and just really focuses that according to these rules. And there's a little bit less noise on a page like this to see total market activity than it is for live flow, where even if you have filters set up in the way that you want, you're still going to get a lot of activity that's might not be particularly useful to you. So I use them in conjunction with each other. I'm constantly moving back and forth, but the live flow alerts definitely has become step one for me during the day, and then I use it in conjunction with the other tools, whether it be intraday analysis, which I will cover in my next video. And this is a page that gives you a sense of what all the buyers are doing throughout the day. So you have the live flow alerts, is the very focused attention on particular rules, and then you can use the other tools to get a broader picture and plan out what you want to do on your trading day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. I do have live streams every day before the market opens. So at about 45 minutes before the bell, I hop on YouTube and just kind of give you my impression for the day, my my flow reads from the night before. I share some of my sector notes. You can find my full notes, full alerts, full picks, all of that on my Discord page that I founded with 25Bs. He specializes in the TA side. I do the flow, and together we come up with watch list and building a kind of educational community that is focused on building skills rather than just pressing the buy button for you. So again, it's great to be here. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. So take care.